Well, hello there. So if you're watching this video, chances are you're contemplating which lens or lenses you should purchase for your camera. And if that's the case, well then, you're in the right spot. Now, before you go and purchase any further lenses or even purchasing another camera, you need to ask yourself something. What am I doing? What are your plans for buying a camera or even buying additional lenses or purchasing your first lens anyway? Do you want to vlog? Do you want to make short films, shoot events, take some photos? Is this just a hobby? Or is it your first time and you're just testing the waters? If you find yourself in any of these circumstances, well, I think my advice can help you with your decision. Now, to give you a little bit of background on what I shoot with, I've been in the Sony line since 2017. For the past few years, I've gone through several lenses, some prime, some zooms, and have even tried adopting third-party lenses, such as Canon. Throughout my experience, I find that zoom lenses have just been the most efficient for my workflow. Now, I know everybody has their own opinions on what the best lenses are, but hear me out before you roast me in the comments below. I want to break down the reasons as to why I would suggest you invest into zoom lenses and also why they may not be for you. Number one, it's the convenience. Zoom lenses are great because if you want to zoom in or out of whatever you're shooting, you don't have to worry about swapping out lenses. This is great for running gun shooting like vlogging, documentaries, behind the scenes, wildlife photography, and events where you could just quickly twist the zoom ring in or out to frame your shot. It's also great for situations where you don't have a lot of room to move and you need to zoom out wider, or places where it's just too tight between you and the subject and you need to zoom in to get in a little bit tighter. Now, the second reason I would suggest this is because of the long-term investment. Because zoom lenses are so versatile, they can be used for almost any situation that I just mentioned prior. They're more expensive than prime lenses, but you also save yourself some money by not having to purchase so many other prime lenses. For example, my primary lens is this Tamron 28-75. If I were to get the focal ranges that I use consistently, I'd need to purchase a 28, 35, 50, and 75mm lens just to cover all grounds. By having this entire focal range all under one lens hood, it saves me time, money, and accomplishes the job. And if you're unsure about what you're doing, I would recommend shooting with the zoom lens for a while just to figure out what it is you want to specialize in, especially with your focal range. Now, with that being said, here's some of the cons that come along with sticking to zoom lenses. Number one is the cost. In some instances, you may be able to purchase multiple prime lenses for less than the cost of a single zoom lens. If you look around, you may be able to get a nifty 50 or an 85mm or even a wide 16 to 20mm for all under $200 each. However, do keep in mind that though prime lenses are cheaper, they may not provide the versatility you'll need if you need to get in closer or back up further from your subject. Now, the second reason I would say this is a bad thing is because of the characteristics of the lens. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, because the masterminds in the lens world are jam-packing all of this hardware into a single lens to get more versatility, it comes with sacrifices. Some people may find that zoom lenses just lack the character to give the photo or the video they're shooting that extra oomph that comes from prime lenses. That warm, unprocessed look, the slight imperfections, the film look, the retroness, things that are designed to the lens to give you that specific feel that the designer wanted. Also, because prime lenses have fixed focal lengths, they're usually designed to have a little bit more aperture blades, which allow you to open up the lens more and give your photos and videos that creamy background bokeh that a lot of people really want out of their work. So with all that being said, what are my recommendations? Well, I'm sticking to my guns and saying that if you want something that's an all-rounder, versatile, and convenient for any and all circumstances, go with the zoom lens. Because so many cameras and lenses have gone mirrorless, most of them process and render a neutral look anyway, so you have to re-edit most of your work in post. However, if you know exactly what focal lengths you want to shoot at and are very specific in what type of look you want, then I would suggest you pick up a prime lens and get that extra oomph that you need in your creative process. And to be honest, you can't really go wrong with any lenses. Just don't spend all your money buying a bunch of lenses because XYZ said so. Pick one up, shoot, experience, create, and you'll figure it out exactly what it is you need in your creative journey. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate you. You could have been on any other video, and somehow you ended up on mine and watched it all the way up to this point. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're trying to decide what lenses to buy, check out my links below to get an idea of what I own, have owned, and what I hope to own one day. And if you found this video helpful, please do like and subscribe. This will help keep my electricity running so I can continue to keep more content like this going. So once again, this is Fong, and thank you so much for watching this entire video. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.